Hello, dear friends. Welcome back to the Calm English Corner. I'm Emma, and I'm so happy you're here with us today.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mike. It feels good to sit down again with a cup of tea and just talk.
Yes, exactly. And today, Mike, we're going to explore something I think many people secretly dream about: building a healthy routine.
Oh, that sounds like something I've tried so many times and failed.
You're not alone. We all want routines that make us feel calm, strong, and focused. But the truth is, it doesn't always start with big, dramatic changes. It begins in the smallest, most gentle way.
Like what?
Like in the morning.
Yes, the morning. Think of your morning as the opening note of a song. If it starts with noise and stress, the whole song feels heavy. But if it begins soft and steady, the rest of the day has a chance to flow.
That's true. Honestly, my mornings are usually chaotic. I wake up late, check my phone, rush to get ready, and then I already feel behind.
Many people do. But what if the morning wasn't about rushing? What if it was a gentle invitation, a moment to breathe, stretch, or simply sit with your own thoughts before the world arrives?
That sounds peaceful. But Mike, how do you do that in real life? Sometimes I only have 15 minutes before I need to leave.
That's a wonderful question. It's not about the length of time. Even one small act can set a different tone. For example, I like to open the window, let the fresh air in, and take 3 slow breaths. That's all. And yet, it changes how I feel.
3 breaths. That feels doable. I can't say I don't have time to breathe.
Exactly. It's not about perfection, but about intention. You don't need to control the whole day. You only need to begin gently.
So the morning is like the doorway into the day, and how I step through it decides the mood I carry.
Yes, and that's where a healthy routine begins. Not with strict rules, but with one kind choice in the morning.
I like that. It feels lighter, less like pressure, more like a gift I give myself.
Wonderfully said, Emma. A gift you give yourself. And maybe, friends, listening, you can ask, what is one small thing I can do tomorrow morning to step into my day with kindness?
I think tomorrow I'll try your idea. Open the window, breathe, and start slow.
That's the spirit. And from this gentle beginning, we'll explore how routines can grow step by step. So, Emma, last time we talked about mornings as a gentle beginning. But I think there's another big secret to routines. They don't have to be big.
What do you mean? I always thought routines had to be strict, like waking up at 5 a.m., running 5 kilometers, and drinking green smoothies.
Yes, the perfect routine we see on social media. But in reality, real change happens through small, consistent steps.
Oh, thank goodness, because I can't even run 1 kilometer without stopping.
And that's perfectly okay. Think of routines like planting seeds. You don't need to grow the whole tree in one day. You just plant one seed, water it, and over time, it becomes strong.
So instead of saying, I will read 1 hour every morning, I can say, I'll read 5 minutes.
Exactly. 5 minutes is enough to tell your brain, this is part of my life now. And once it becomes natural, you can grow it little by little.
That makes sense. But sometimes I feel guilty, like 5 minutes is too small, almost useless.
That's a very common feeling. But remember, small steps are powerful because they are possible. A mountain is climbed step by step, not by one giant leap.
So small doesn't mean weak. It means steady.
Yes, steady is stronger than fast. For example, I used to feel I should meditate for 20 minutes, but I often skipped it. Then I told myself, just 3 minutes. And do you know what happened?
What?
3 minutes became natural. Then some days it grew to 10 or 15 minutes. But even when it didn't, I still had my little anchor, and that gave me peace.
I like that word, anchor, a small thing that keeps you steady.
Exactly. And think of language learning too. You don't need to study 3 hours every day. Even 10 minutes of listening, like being here with us now, can create change over months and years.
Yes, that's true. I remember last year, I listened to just one English podcast every morning on the bus. It felt small, but after 6 months, I was surprised at how much easier listening became.
That's the magic of small steps. They look invisible today, but tomorrow they become part of who you are.
I think I see now. Building a routine isn't about controlling myself with rules. It's about being patient and letting small habits grow.
Beautifully said, Emma. And maybe our listeners can ask themselves, what is one small, almost invisible step I can take today?
I like that. For me, maybe it's writing just one sentence in English every evening before bed.
That's wonderful. And remember, one sentence every day is more powerful than 10 pages once a month.
Oh, you caught me. I always wait until Sunday to write a lot, but then I'm too tired and I skip it.
You see? Small steps, big change. That's the heart of a healthy routine. Emma, when people talk about routines, they often focus only on doing more, working harder, waking earlier, exercising more. But a healthy routine is not just about activity, it's also about rest.
That's interesting, because sometimes I feel guilty when I rest, like I should always be productive.
Ah, that's such a common feeling. But rest is not laziness. Rest is fuel. Imagine a car. If you keep driving without stopping for gas, what will happen?
The car will stop in the middle of the road.
Exactly. And in life, we are the same. Without rest, our energy runs out. And then even simple tasks feel heavy.
Yes, I know that feeling. Last month, I studied late every night. At first, I felt proud, but after a week, I couldn't focus. Even easy grammar felt impossible.
That's a perfect example. Your brain and body were asking for recovery, not more effort.
But Mike, how do we know when it's time to rest and when it's time to push ourselves?
A very good question. I think of balance. If I've worked deeply for an hour, I give myself 10 minutes to stretch or drink water. If I've studied all week, I might spend Sunday doing something joyful, like walking in nature or reading, just for fun.
That sounds kind, almost like respecting yourself.
Yes, respecting yourself. A routine isn't meant to punish you. It's meant to support you. And support means both action and recovery.
So maybe a routine isn't just work, work, work. It's about rhythm, like music. There are notes, but also silence.
Exactly. Beautifully said, Emma. The pauses, the quiet moments are what make the music complete.
But sometimes when I try to rest, my mind feels guilty, like a little voice saying, "You should be doing something useful."
I know that voice. Many people have it. When it appears, I gently remind myself, rest is useful. It gives me energy for tomorrow.
That's powerful. Rest is useful. I never thought of it that way.
It really is. And think of athletes. They don't train every single hour. They train, then they rest, because their muscles need time to grow stronger.
True. So maybe I should treat myself like an athlete of life. Work, then rest, then grow.
I love that image. Yes, exactly. An athlete of life.
I think I'll try it this week. Maybe after studying, I'll give myself permission to just listen to music or take a short walk.
That's wonderful. And to our listeners, perhaps you can ask, what kind of rest gives me energy?
What pause makes my routine sustainable?
I feel lighter all. That makes sense. I'm more of a night owl. I feel alive at night, but mornings are hard. Does that mean I can't build a good routine?
Not at all. It simply means your routine should honor who you are. Maybe your quiet hour is in the evening, not the morning. Maybe your energy is strongest after dinner, so that's when you study or exercise.
Wow, that feels so freeing. I always thought I had to wake up at dawn to be successful.
Success doesn't come from copying, it comes from alignment, living in harmony with yourself.
But what about when life is busy or messy? Sometimes work, family, or school makes it impossible to keep the same routine.
That's a wonderful point. Life is always changing, so our routines must be flexible, like water. For example, when my daughter was very small, my routine was completely different. I only had short moments for myself, and that was okay.
So routines can change with seasons of life.
Yes, just as we wear different clothes in summer and winter, our routines can adapt. What matters is not perfection, but connection, choosing what truly supports you in this moment.
I like that. It's almost like giving yourself permission to be human.
Exactly. And think of our listeners. Maybe one person works at night, another studies in the morning, and another cares for family during the day. Each life is unique, so each routine should be unique too.
But how do you know if a routine fits you?
That's a good question. I think you know by how it feels. Does it leave you more alive, more calm, more yourself? Or does it feel heavy, like carrying someone else's bag?
I know that feeling. When I tried a perfect routine, I felt stressed every time I missed a step. But when I chose just one small evening habit, like journaling for 5 minutes, it felt natural.
Exactly. That's the difference between forcing and flowing. A healthy routine flows with your life, not against it.
So maybe the best question is, what fits me right now, not what should I do to look successful?
Beautifully said, Emma. And for our listeners, perhaps you can ask yourself, does my routine feel like mine, or am I wearing someone else's shoes?
I think I've worn a lot of other people's shoes. Time to find my own pair.
Yes, and once you do, your routine becomes not just healthy, but joyful. Emma, we've talked about mornings, small steps, balance, and routines that fit your life, but there's one more piece of the puzzle: consistency.
Ah, yes, that's my biggest struggle. I start with energy, but after a week or two, I stop.
Many of us do, and often the reason isn't lack of willpower, it's the way we treat ourselves when we make mistakes.
What do you mean?
Imagine this. You miss one day of your routine. Do you tell yourself, it's okay, I'll try again tomorrow? Or do you say, see, I failed again, I'm hopeless?
Honestly, the second one. I can be so hard on myself.
Yes, I know that voice too. But here's the truth. Consistency doesn't mean never falling. It means standing up kindly, again and again.
So even if I fall 10 times, I can still be consistent?
Exactly. Consistency is not perfection. It's returning, like waves that always come back to the shore.
That feels so much lighter, because I always thought one broken day ruined everything.
No, one broken day is just part of the dance. If you miss a step, you don't stop the music, you just keep moving.
I like that image. Life as a dance.
And when you dance with kindness toward yourself, your routine becomes sustainable.
But Mike, what if I lose motivation completely?
Then I return to my why. Why did I start this routine? Was it to feel healthier? To grow in English? To find peace? When I remember the heart behind the habit, I find the courage to begin again.
Yes, like lighting the fire again when it goes out.
Beautifully said. And remember, small sparks are enough. Even 1 minute can restart the flame.
So kindness, not punishment, keeps us steady.
Yes, kindness is the glue that holds consistency together.
I think that's what I was missing all along.
And maybe our listeners, too, can ask themselves, how can I return to my routine with kindness, not judgment?
That's powerful and comforting.
It is, because when you walk with kindness, every step, big or small, becomes part of a healthy life. As we close today, let's take a deep breath together. Pause. Building a healthy routine isn't about controlling every moment. It's about choosing small, kind steps that help you feel more alive.
I feel like I can finally breathe. My routine doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be mine, and it has to be gentle.
Yes. And to our dear listeners, maybe tonight or tomorrow morning, you can try just one tiny act of kindness for yourself. That little seed can grow into something beautiful.
Thank you, Mike. And thank you, friends, for listening.
We're so glad you're here with us on the Calm English Corner.
Take care of yourself, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.